Like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast. Show link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth off LGBTQ. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
I do a mic check, y'all. Press one if y'all can hear me in the comments. That's why I do a mic check. Press one if y'all can hear me in the comments section. Salute to everybody in the building this morning. Press one if y'all can hear me in the comments. This is why I always do a mic check, because this happens on StreamYard sometimes. Sometimes the mic ain't working. Hey, Zayd, I put your little comment on the screen, brother, before I blocked you, brother. You mad? You mad that I'm going to keep on putting my foot on P. Diddy because he allegedly like to put his hands on the youngins? You mad about that? Well, that's why I blocked your ass. Stay mad, brother, because I can't stop, won't stop. You understand what I'm saying? Can't stop, won't stop until they put this dude under the jail. Yeah, I feel a way about that. I feel a way about a man who like to put his hands on women. I feel a way about a man who's alleged about doing certain things to the youngins. Yeah, I feel a way, dog. If you don't like that, Zayd, you can take that to somebody else's channel, sir. But don't come on my channel crying about something I put on my channel. It's called Ticket TV, sir. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. And if you don't like that, you understand what I'm saying? Hey, man, hey, that's your problem, sir. That's not mine. If what I say makes you feel a certain way or makes you insecure about yourself or makes you hurt or makes you feel a certain way, that's your problem. That's not mine. Shout out to Reggie Roberts, Game Media, Belinda, Slick, Jason Follower of Christ, Capo, Big Meech, Saphiria, Coco Dreams, Reggie, Garvin, Daddy, Notch, Bethany Hare, Slick, Zeddy, The Real Lou T, Belinda, San Diego, Jamie, I see you in the building. Salute. All right, y'all can hear me? All right, let's get into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, brother coming here on his feelings and stuff like that, bro. Like, get out your feelings, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, man, these are the type of games I told you I don't play. You know what I mean? No women or children, baby. And that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? And if you out here and you being accused of these things and it's all these people, and let me tell y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something right now this morning. But I had to X some things out because I actually read the lawsuits and I look at the certain things that are put in the lawsuits. I don't think people are reading the actual lawsuits and looking at some of the evidence that people are including with the lawsuits, pictures and certain things like that, things they're attaching to the lawsuits. People just hear the allegations because a lot of times we just read, you know, the news reports. You're not reading the actual lawsuits. I read the actual lawsuits. You understand what I'm saying? I read all the paperwork. I read the fine print. I do all the homework and research. You understand what I'm saying? So when we talk about all these things, Vince McMahon and all these other people, I've actually read the fine prints of the lawsuits. See it right there on your screen? I've actually read this stuff. You understand? So I got some news for y'all today on what's going on. And we definitely gonna get into this. Now, y'all smash the like button as y'all come in here this morning. As we're gonna talk about, if you're not subscribed, subscribe and ring the notification bell. As the title says, man, this thing has got even more sickening because Tony Busby, the lawyer out of Texas, told y'all that he was gonna have celebrities that were also included in these lawsuits and in these allegations. And the most sad part is that in the newest lawsuits and in the newest accusations, 3 celebrities have been included. And I'm finna tell y'all what's going on. Now, Tony Busby also said that those celebrities, a lot of them, have already paid settlements to have their names removed from these lawsuits to not appear in the lawsuits and ruin their brand. So basically what happened is that he has named these celebrities, and y'all are going to see by celebrity A, celebrity B, and pro athlete blah, because these celebrities have already paid settlements to have their names removed from the actual filing, but he actually uses the celebrity bleep to explain the story. So instead of those people's names putting up there, those names have been removed because those individual celebrities paid settlements already, like the lawyer said, so that their names would not be included in these lawsuits, which means that they feel guilty as a mofo, point blank, period. Because if that's what you're doing and you're calling and making settlements to take your names out of the lawsuits, and your name is not being added to the lawsuits, well, then everybody can't just throw you in there, and it's going to prevent you from, you know, having unwanted drama. Because if your name is in there, then the feds are probably going to come after you too. So those celebrities were smart, in my opinion. But today, you guys, some of the most sickening things came out because I actually went and got the actual lawsuit. I got big updates for you guys this morning. And so Tony Busby last night, I told y'all that he filed a lawsuit, and he filed 7 new lawsuits last night. Now, one of those lawsuits was with a woman who was 13 years old, who I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes, and that was absolutely disgusting. And another one was with a brother who was 17, and I'm going to talk about that one right now. And then I'm going to talk about the 13 one after that, because I think that those are the ones that, even though nobody should be violated like that, nobody should be disrespected like that, nobody should be done dirty like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, with all due respect, I'm going to read the younger ones out to y'all because I feel like those are the ones that, you know, are going to stick out the most. So here is the lawsuit right here for the 17. And I told you guys, I read all the lawsuits. So you guys can smash the like button. We're going to go through this. So basically it says that it's the plaintiff versus, and this one's a man. This one who's 17 is a man. So it says the plaintiff John Doe versus Sean Combs, Daddy's House Records, Inc., Combs Global, Combs Enterprises, Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Productions, Bad Boy Book Holdings, Bad Boy Records, Bad Boy Entertainment, organizational does 1 through 10, and individual does 1 through 10. Now, in this report right here, in this lawsuit, it says the plaintiff, Jane Doe, who goes by and through his attorneys, the Busby law firm, for his complaint alleges as follows. Now, let's get right on to the allegations. It says, number 1, introduction. It says, number 1, the defendant Combs D-worded, D-R-U-G'd and sexually assaulted a 17-year-old young man at a hotel party. This case seeks compensatory and punitive damages for sexual assault. The assault took place at a hotel penthouse in Manhattan, New York, during a party hosted by defendant Sean Combs. The conduct described herein is shockingly typical of how defendant Sean Combs conducted himself for many years. Many individuals and entities facilitated and co-inspired with this abhorrent conduct. Sean Combs believes he's above the law. He is not. Number two, for decades, Sean Combs, aka Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, PD, Love, abused, M-worded, R-worded, and assaulted, right? And it goes on, threatened and coerced men, women, unders, and others for sexual gratification, to assert dominance, and to conceal his abhorrent conduct. He accomplished these acts by and through a criminal enterprise built on his success as a rapper, record producer, and a record executive. Combs is one of the wealthiest musical artists in the world. Behind the facade of being a 3-time Grammy Award winner, discovering and developing multiple famous music artists, and ranking on Forbes' list of the highest paid entertainers in the world, there existed something sinister, a dark underbelly of crime, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and prostitution. Combs is a menace to society, women, and children. While his wealth has kept him above consequences for years, Combs now faces the awesome power of the American judicial system and ultimately a jury of his peers who will be asked to punish him for the deplorable conduct described herein. Combs businesses. Number 3, Combs businesses enterprise is central to the pervasive acts of sexual assault and abuse committed by him during the last decade. Combs operated his business headquartered at various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of U.S.-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Book Holdings, Inc., Bad Boy Records, LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment, LLC, Bad Boy Productions, LLC, Daddy's House Recording Studio, Inc., and CEOPCO, LLC, Combs Global, Combs Enterprises, LLC, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global collectively, and Combs Business. Corporate entities in the Combs business portfolio included record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcohol spirits promoting business, a marketing agency, a talent discovery, a television network and media company. On the surface, each of these businesses serve a legitimate purpose related to entertainment, music, and other subjects. But in reality, Combs, by and through himself and his agents and employees and contractors, use these businesses to sexually assault, abuse, threaten, and coerce hundreds of individuals through sexual quid pro quo schemes, as well as to take advantage of individuals with impunity, thinking the victims would never seek recourse. Combs and his agents, employees, and contractors through these Combs businesses would tell victims, this is what it takes to be famous. What are you willing to do to become a star? And perform this sexual act or else, to coerce the victim into performing a non-consensual sexual act for the gratification of Combs and his cohorts. Number 5, members and associates of the Combs businesses engage in or attempted to engage in, among other activities, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purposes of prostitution, coercion, enticement to engage in prostitution, narc offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Number 6, the Combs business constituted an ongoing organization whose members function as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of Combs. Combs' persuasive history of sexual assault and violence. Number 7, for years, Combs and his businesses engaged in a persistent and persuasive pattern of abuse towards women, men, and minors. This abuse at times was verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As a part of the pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated both men and women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with both commercial sex workers and unsuspected partygoers. In some cases, these were individuals who were contractors or vendors. In other cases, they were random individuals pulled from a hotel lobby, a show, or off the street. Combs ensured participation from these individuals by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcs to them without their knowledge, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, threatened to cut off the same, and using intimidation, violence, and illicit drugs. Combs, while celebrated, number 8, Combs, while celebrated for his business acumen and influence in the entertainment world, has often been described in a more troubling light as powerful, manipulative, and problematic. His aggressive tactics, both in business and personal dealings, have drawn criticism, with many viewing him as someone who leverages his power to intimidate and control. This darker side of Combs' persona has been underscored by numerous lawsuits and allegations that have surfaced over the years. Despite his undeniable success and rise to the top, is marred by a reputation for being ruthless and manipulative, using his influence in ways that have left a trail of legal and personal controversies, including but not limited to the following: A, nightclub shooting incident 1999. Combs was embroiled in a high profile case related to a nightclub shooting in New York involving his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Sean. Combs was acquitted of all charges, though the case remains a significant legal event in his career. B, multiple assault allegations. Combs has faced several lawsuits related to alleged physical assaults, many which have been settled out of court. C, business disputes. Combs has been involved in various business related legal conflicts, particularly surrounding his Sean John clothing line and other ventures. These disputes often involve contractual disagreements and trademark claims. D, claims by Cassie Ventura, Combs' former girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit accusing him of years of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse during their relationship. Cassie alleged repeated incidents of assault, coerced sexual acts, and drug use, all contributing to an event of fear and manipulation. Y'all smash the like, share, and subscribe as y'all come on in here. Number 9, Combs particularly fancied the use of popular date RD, I ain't gonna say the name, or GHB, to commit heinous, non consensual acts of sexual violence and R word onto countless victims. Combs often would secretly use the DRUG and an alcoholic beverage served at his parties, typically champagne or quote unquote lemon drops. Partygoers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverage containing this GHB either prior to entering or while at Combs' party. There are also allegations of Combs dousing victims in lotions or similar body oils, also laced with GHB, so that D word would be absorbed through the victim's skin and make it easier for him to assault him or her. Further, it is well known that Combs had a practice of lacing water bottles with other substances such as X, but not the one you think, different one, and distributing them at his parties. Y'all can read that on the screen. Number 10, Combs' recurrent and persuasive physical abuse took place for multiple decades. His tendencies of violence and sexual assault were no doubt well known amongst his colleagues, employees, agents, and businesses. On numerous occasions, from at least or on or about 1996 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women and men by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. Combs also assaulted the unders both physically and sexually. When I say unders, I mean underages. Number 11, in 96, Combs was found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with a blicky. In 1999, he was arrested and charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief in connection with assaulting a record executive. Combs was arrested again the same year for his involvement in a shooting at a club in New York. Another instance of violence occurred at a Los Angeles hotel in or about March 2016, which was captured on video and later publicly reported, where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman as she was attempting to leave his hotel room. When the hotel security staff intervened, Combs attempted to bribe the staff member to ensure silence. In the past year, numerous civil complaints have been filed by plaintiffs who allege they have been sexually abused by Combs between 1991 and 2009. In 2023 November, 3 lawsuits were filed against Combs under the New York Adult Survivors Act. Cassie Ventura, an artist signed to Bad Boy, sued Combs in New York for R-wording her and physical abuse. She alleged that Combs facilitated these acts by and through supplying Miss Ventura with copious amounts of D words and urging her to take them beginning in 2006. Number 13, and y'all smash a like, share, and subscribe this morning. Joy Dickerson Neal also sued Combs in New York, alleging that Combs D-worded her and sexually assaulted her and secretly recorded the assault in 1991. Number 14, Lisa Gardner, who Combs met at an event hosted by a record label affiliated with Bad Boy, sued him for allegedly R-wording her and a friend in 1990 and 1991 when she was only 16 years old. Number 15, in December of 2023, an anonymous plaintiff sued Combs in New York for allegedly D-wording her, G-R-wording her in 2003 when she was only 17. This victim alleged that the employees and business associates of Combs, through their affliction with the Bad Boy enterprise, lured her to Combs' home, where Combs then R-worded her. Number 16, in February of 2024, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, one of Combs' former producers, sued Combs for allegedly forcing him to engage in unwanted sex acts and sex trafficking. Among other allegations, Mr. Jones alleged that Combs regularly drugged others, including underages, by giving them D words laced with E or MDMA and other other date RDs. It says Mr. Jones alleged that Combs, in fact, D-worded him, D-R-U-G'd him, as well in order to commit acts of sexual assault. Number 17, In May of 2024, a former model, Crystal McKinney, and April Lamppost sued Combs. Mrs. McKinney alleged that Combs D-worded her and sexually assaulted her at his recording studio in 2003, mimicking what has now become a known pattern. Combs promised Mrs. McKinney to help her with her modeling career in exchange for engaging in sexual conduct with him. Mrs. Lamppost, an intern at Arista Records, which was an owner of Bad Boy, also sued Combs in May 2024 in New York County Supreme Court for R-wording her on multiple occasions, secretly filming these acts and showing the recording to multiple people. Mrs. Lamppost alleges that Combs ordered her to take the DRUGs on one occasion before he R-worded her. Number 18, in July of 2024, former adult star Audrey English, who was employed by Combs as an entertainment at his infamous white parties that brought together the biggest names in the music and entertainment industries, sued Combs in the Southern District of New York for sex trafficking, alleging that he required her to consume drinks laced with E and secretly recorded the sexual acts. At number 19, in September 2024, singer and songwriter Dawn Richard also sued Combs. Richard was employed by Combs as a part of the girl group Danity Kane, formed by Combs, and later as a key member of Combs and band Diddy Dirty Money. She sued Combs in New York for sexual assault, false imprisonment, and for subjecting her to hostile work conditions due to her gender, including degrading comments and threats. Mrs. Richard has alleged that Combs regularly supplied others, including underages, with copious amounts of DRUGs and alcohol, and subjected them to sexual acts while they were sedated and or unconscious due to the DRUGs and alcohol. Number 20, in September 2024, a federal grand jury in Manhattan indicted Combs and charged him with sex trafficking, racketeering, and the creation of a criminal enterprise in which he abused, threatened, coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. See United States of America versus Combs, indictment SDNY. The indictment explains that Combs' abuse of women and minors was enabled and conspired with by the employees, resources, and influenced the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Number 21, Combs' long history of violence unequivocally establishes that his actions are motivated by gender, both men and women. It says Combs has a profound contempt for women and a desire to dominate both underages and other men. His conduct shows long-standing practice of denigrating, defeating, and attempting to humiliate men, women, and underages. His practices and desires are different for men, women, and underages, but his actions are unequivocally motivated by the victim's particular gender and age. Number 22, plaintiff's allegations herein substantially mirror Combs' prior conduct as established through criminal indictments and other lawsuits. Through this case, plaintiff seeks a full measure of justice from a man who thought his power, money, and influence rendered him untouchable. Plaintiff joins many other victims by filing this complaint in hopes their common voice makes it impossible for Combs to assault another person ever again. Parties. Number Parties. Number 23. Plaintiff John Doe, who is a male who resides in New York. Number 24. Defendant Sean Combs, who is a male on information and belief resides in New York and who is otherwise currently incarcerated at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. On information and belief, all relevant crimes, Combs owned and or controlled Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Bad Boy Productions Holdings, Bad Boy Book Holdings, Inc., Bad Boy Records LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment LLC, Bad Boy Productions LLC, Daddy's House Recording Studio INC, CEOPCO LLC, Combs Global, altogether Combs Corporation. The facts of Combs' ownership and titles of Combs Corporations enabled and conspired with him to commit the unlawful sexual violence against plaintiff described herein and or to harass and subsequently intimidate him into silence after sexual assault. Number 25, defendant Daddy's House Recordings is a domestic business corporation that is incorporated in New York and on information and belief now has its principal place of business at 9255 Sunset Boulevard, second floor, West Hollywood, California, 90069. Combs is listed as the CEO in public filings with a listed address of 1710 Broadway, New York, 10019. At the time of the events alleged herein, Daddy's House was a world-class recording studio owned by Combs, located at 321 West 44th Street, Suite 201, New York, 10036. On information and belief, at all relevant times, Bad Boy and Combs together owned and operated Daddy's House. On information and belief, the Bad Boys recording studio was located on premises of Daddy's House. Combs used the Daddy's House brand, stature, and their ownership titles at Daddy's House to commit unlawful sexual violence against plaintiff described herein. It also goes on to say, number 26, defendant CE, OPCO, LLC, Combs Global, Combs Enterprises is a limited liable company incorporated in Delaware that has its principal place of business at 9255 Sunset Boulevard, second floor, West Hollywood, California, 90069. On information and belief, all members of Combs Global are citizens of Delaware, New York, and or California. On information and belief, Combs Global is an alter ego for Combs and a successor and interest to Combs' other corporations and or established or used by Combs for the purpose of moving, disposing of, and or insulating his assets, including in connection with his criminal activities to avoid liability. Combs Global currently owns, controls, and oversees Bad Boy and Combs' other business ventures in music, fashion, fragrance, beverage, marketing, film, television, and media industries. Number 27, as a part of his renowned Bad Boy record label, Combs has established several corporate entities under the Bad Boy name over the past few decades, including but not limited to Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Inc., Bad Boy Production Holdings, Inc., Bad Boy Book Holdings, Inc., Bad Boy Records LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment LLC, and Bad Boy Productions LLC. On information and belief, all Bad Boy corporate entities are alter egos for Combs and are controlled and or directed by Combs and were established or used by Combs for the purpose of moving, disposing of, and or installating his assets, including a connection with his criminal activities to avoid liability. On information and belief, all active Bad Boy entities are now owned and or controlled by Combs and or Combs Global. Combs used the Bad Boy premises, recording studio, and ownership and titles to Bad Boy to commit unlawful sexual violence against plaintiff described herein and or to harass and subsequently intimidate him into silence after the sexual assault. A. Defendant Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings Inc. is a domestic business corporation in New York that, on information and belief, now has its principal place at a business at 92055 Sunset Boulevard, second floor, West Hollywood, California, 90069. Bad Boy Entertainment Holding Inc. is a part of the Bad Boy Enterprise, founded and owned by Combs. On information and belief, is now owned or controlled by Combs and or by Combs Global. Combs is listed as a CEO in public filings with listed address as 1710 Broadway, New York, New York, 119. B. Defendant Bad Boy Production Holding is a domestic business corporation incorporated in New York that, on information and belief, now has its principal place of business at 92055 Sunset Boulevard, second floor, West Hollywood, California, 90069. Bad Boy Productions Holdings Inc. is a part of Bad Boy Enterprise, founded by Combs, and on information and belief is now owned and or controlled by Combs and or by Combs Global. Combs is listed as a CEO in public filings with a listed address of 1710 Broadway, New York, New York, 10019. C. Defendant Bad Boy Holdings is a domestic business corporation incorporated in New York that, on the information and belief, has a principal place at 1440 Broadway, third floor, New York, New York, 10018. Bad Boy Book Holdings Inc. is a part of the Bad Boy Enterprise, founded and owned by Combs, and on information and belief is now owned and or controlled by Combs and Combs Global. The CEO listed on public filings is Eddie Norwood Jr. with a listed address of 1710 Broadway, New York, New York, 119. It says that the same address listed for Sean Combs in public filings for Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings Inc., Bad Boy Production Holdings Inc., and Daddy's House Recording Inc. D. Defendant Bad Boy Records LLC is a Delaware limited liability company that, on information and belief, is headquartered in New York and or California. On information and belief that all members of Bad Boy Records LLC are citizens of Delaware, citizens of New York and or California. On information and belief, Bad Boy LLC is a part of Bad Boy Enterprise and or successor in interest to other Bad Boy defendants that comprise the Bad Boy Enterprise, founded and owned by Combs. On information and belief that Bad Boy Records LLC is now owned and or controlled by Combs or Combs Global. Defendant E. It says E. Defendant Bad Boy Entertainment LLC is a New York limited liable company that, on information and belief, is headquartered in New York and or California. On information and belief that all members of Bad Boy Entertainment LLC are citizens of New York and or California. Bad Boy Entertainment LLC is a part of the Bad Boy Enterprise and or the successor in interest to other Bad Boy defendants that compromise the Bad Boy Enterprise, founded and owned by Combs. On information and belief that Bad Boy Entertainment LLC is now owned and or controlled by Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings Inc. and or by Combs Global. Defendant Bad Boy Productions LLC is a New York limited liable company that on information and belief is headquartered in New York and or California. On information and belief, all members of the Bad Boy Productions are citizens of New York and California. Bad Boy Productions LLC is a part of the Bad Boy Enterprise and or in successor in interest to other Bad Boy defendants that comprise the Bad Boy Enterprise founded and owned by Combs on information and belief that Bad Boy Productions LLC is now owned and or controlled by Combs or Combs Global. It gets deeper. Number 28, it says defendants, organizational, does 1 through 10 are currently unknown entities who were owned and or employed by defendant Combs and enabled to conspire with the commission of conduct complained herein. As the parties engage in discovery, plaintiff retain the rights to amend the complaint to add these entities by name. 29. The defendant's individual does 1 through 10 are currently unknown celebrities. Now, here's the part I'm telling y'all about, where they telling y'all about the celebrities. They have even more celebrities that are in these tapes or in these videos. Now, let's look at this right here. I'm telling y'all this. Number 29. Defendant's individual does 1 through 10 are current unknown celebrities and or persons of interest who enabled and or conspired with the commission of the conduct complained herein as the parties engage in discovery. Plaintiff retains the rights to amend the complaint to add these individuals by name. Number 30, each of the Combs corporations, aided and abetted Combs in committing the unlawful sexual violence against the plaintiff described herein. B, are alter egos for Combs, completely dominated by him and used for his personal interest to engage in wrongdoing which harm plaintiff and others, or C, serve or have served as vehicles for Combs to move, dispose of, and installate his assets, including in connection with his criminal activities, and to avoid compensating the victims of his many crimes, including the plaintiff. Jurisdiction and venue. Number 31, the court has subject matter jurisdiction pursuant to New York civil practice law and rules CPLR 301 and 302, and this action involves causes of action recognized under the laws of the state of New York. Number 32, the court has personal jurisdiction over the defendants pursuant to CPLR 302A because the acts giving rise to plaintiff's claims occurred within the state of New York, and several or all defendants are domiciled in New York or regularly transact business in New York. Number 33, venue is proper in this county pursuant to CPLR 503 because a substantial part of the events or omissions giving rise to the plaintiff's claims occurred in this county, including the assault to the plaintiff. It goes on. Now, what I did was I cut off, there was a picture of evidence that was added to the top of this page. I had to cut that off because I could not show that on YouTube. If you go look up the lawsuit, you will see the photo of evidence that I cut off on this lawsuit that they attached to the lawsuit. Again, everybody has to understand this, and y'all smash the like button, share, and subscribe as y'all come on in here. I had to cut that off because I could not show that on the screen on YouTube. I just couldn't show it. So I had to cut off the photo evidence that the people added in the lawsuit. So I can never put and there is no link to it. I actually downloaded the lawsuits You know what I'm saying? So there is no link. You have to. It's not like it's a link. But again, I actually cut that photo off because they added photo in these lawsuits. They add photos and they add different evidence that people don't see. All you guys see is the articles. They don't post like the different photos and things, reports and things like that inside of the regular news reports. And the news reports, they just tell y'all what's being accused, and boom, and everybody just thinks that people just accusing and I have no evidence. No, they add this stuff to the lawsuit. That's why you got to go read the lawsuit yourself and see all of the things that they're attaching and putting inside the lawsuits. That's what the part I think a lot of people don't understand. So that when they talking, they don't know what they're talking about because they haven't read the lawsuits. They haven't read the actual lawsuit. So jury demand number 34 says plaintiff hereby demands a trial by jury on claims in this action. Factual allegations. Number 35, and it gets ugly right here, y'all. It says in 2022, John Doe, who was then a 17-year-old aspiring artist, hoped to break into the music industry. A separate individual with ties to Mr. Combs and his music business enterprises recruited this person to attend a party at a penthouse in a Manhattan hotel. The recruiter promised the event would be filled with artists and industry celebrities and professionals, providing an opportunity for the plaintiff to promote himself. The recruiter assured the plaintiff that he would have a chance to connect with influential industry leaders who would pave the way for his advancement. The plaintiff, eager for the opportunity, saw the party as a chance to network, create connections, and advance his career as an artist. Number 36, when Doe arrived to the penthouse, he immediately noticed Combs amongst other well-known musicians and industry persons. Combs greeted him and offered him a drink. Trusting the gesture, he accepted. They made a small talk regarding the industry. Combs assured him that he could make him a star. Number 37. Shortly after, the plaintiff began feeling strange. He felt dizzy, weak, confused, far beyond what he would expect from having consumed a single drink. It became clear to him that something was wrong. He realized later that he had been D-word, D-R-U-G. It became clear to him something was wrong. It says a photograph of the actual exemplary container used by Combs and his agents, employees to insert the GHB into the alcoholic drinks is seen below. Let me repeat that again. I had to X that out. I could not show that on YouTube. That photo, I told y'all, they attached the actual photo to the lawsuit. If you go look up this lawsuit, you will see the photo for yourself. So when everybody says, where's the evidence? Goddamn, forgive me, Lord. God doggone, you guys ain't reading the god doggone lawsuits. You're not seeing the things that the people are attaching to the lawsuits as evidence. You're just reading a news report, not the actual lawsuits. So that's why I don't be trying to argue with people, because if you're not reading all the fine print of these things, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Y'all keep coming on my channel. Oh, Ticket, come on, man. Oh, these people are lying. Where the proof at? They're putting it in the lawsuits. Well, let me read that line again, what it just said. Shortly after, the plaintiff began feeling strange. He felt dizzy, weak, and confused, far beyond what he would expect from having consumed a single drink. It became clear to him that something was wrong. He realized later that he had been D-worded, D-R-U-G. A photograph of the actual exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents, employees to insert the GHB in alcoholic drinks is seen below. I cut the picture off. As you guys can see, this page is short. That's because I cut off the picture. They actually included the picture in the lawsuit, like they do all the other lawsuits, when they have their pictures, doctor's notes, police records, and things that they have attached to the lawsuits. But people are trying to say, oh, yeah, all these people lying. See, that's why I don't understand what people say. I don't understand that. But let's keep going. Number 38. Realizing something was wrong, Joe staggered towards another room of the penthouse. Or the Doe, staggered towards another room of the penthouse, searching for the restroom, but he found himself somewhere else. Once in the new room, he witnessed multiple people engaging in group sex, including Combs and another artist he recognized. After the plaintiff entered the room, Combs approached him, grabbed him, and led him to the bed, forcing him down on the bed against his will. Right? Number 39. Combs moved directly next to the plaintiff on the bed, while others laid next to him, engaging in sexual activities, including oral and penetration. Combs grabbed the plaintiff's beefcake and his sacristan with his hand. Combs manipulated his sacristan for an extended period of time, trying to get him aroused. Number 40. The plaintiff was not aroused, but was instead scared and disgusted. The plaintiff told Combs that the reason he could not get aroused is because he needed to use the restroom. Combs permitted him to get up off the bed as Combs turned back to the others in the bed and rejoined the group's sexual activities. From the bathroom, the plaintiff called a friend to come pick him up immediately, and he left the Manhattan Hotel. Combs continued with his party as if nothing happened. For the plaintiff, everything changed, and it goes on. Number 41. The friend of the plaintiff had called to pick him up, or the friend that the plaintiff had called to pick him up, found him waiting outside the hotel. He was visibly disoriented and unsteady, his demeanor reflecting someone under the influence of drugs, far removed from his usual self. Once in the car, he recounted to his friend that he felt he had been D-worded, and his privates in his sacristan was manipulated and fondled, and that there was an orgy taking place in the hotel's penthouse. He then passed out in the car. Number 42. As a result of Combs' sexual assault, the Doe experienced damages including pain and suffering, mental anguish, physical impairment, and emotional torment. The interaction continues to humiliate and cause shame on the Doe. 43. Further, his assault ultimately shattered his passion for music, leading him to abandon his aspirations entirely. The reality and dark underbelly of the industry, as revealed through his encounter with Combs, ended his desires and dreams to pursue a career in that world. Number 44. Because of Combs' power and notoriety, the plaintiff was afraid to immediately report what had happened. The longer he waited, the more difficult it was to report. He became yet another sexual assault victim of Combs through the same pattern of abuse, of influence Combs exercised over others previously. First cause of action: violation of New York City Victim of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. All defendants. Number 45. Plaintiff hereby incorporates each of the foregoing paragraphs as I fully set forth herein. Number 46, by forcing sexual contact onto plaintiff, defendant Combs committed a crime of violence motivated by gender under the Combs, right? Motivated by gender under the Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act, the VGMVPA, as defined in New York City Administrative Code 101103, right? And it goes on. It goes on, right? Number 47, the requirement that the crime of violence be committed because of gender or on the basis of gender and due at least in part to the animus based on the victim's gender satisfied because defendant Combs forced the plaintiff to engage in a sexual interaction without consent. Moreover, Combs' long history of violence and sexual abuse against men and it says it goes into a deep contempt and desire for domination over men. Number 48, Combs' business enabled and conspired with Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender because Combs sexually assaulted plaintiff at a party related to or referencing Combs' business. On information and belief, Combs' business routinely committed sexual assault and gender motivated violence as detailed in other civil lawsuits to further the business purpose of Combs' enterprise, given Combs' long-standing pattern and practice of committing sexual violence against young men. The Combs business or should have had knowledge of Combs using such parties and venues for this unlawful conduct and did nothing to stop it. Number 49, the Combs business enabled and conspired with Combs to commit crime of violence motivated by gender by failing to, among other things, protect the plaintiff from a known danger and or having sufficient policies and procedures in place to prevent sexual assault and or train their employees on identifying and preventing sexual assault, giving Combs' long-standing pattern and practice of committing sexual violence against young men, including on the premises owned and operated by defendants. The Combs Corporation had and or should have had knowledge that Combs was a danger to the plaintiff and did nothing to stop Combs. The Combs business enabled and conspired with Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender by failing to properly supervise. It says the Combs business had knowledge and or should have had knowledge of Combs' widespread and well-known practice of committing sexual assault and gender motivated violence, including on the premises owned and or operated by defendants, and did nothing to stop it. Number 51, Combs Corporations further enabled and conspired with Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender by actively placing, maintaining, and or employing Combs in positions of power and authority despite the fact they knew and or should have known that Combs has a widespread and well-known practice of committing sexual assault and gender-motivated violence, including on premises owned and operated by defendants. Combs used his titles and authorities conferred by the Combs business, including CEO, founder, and chairman, to facilitate and perpetuate the violence assault on plaintiff and to intimidate and force plaintiff to keep quiet in subsequent years. Number 52, on information and belief that the plaintiff alleges that the defendant organizational does 1 through 10 inclusive or other parties not yet identified who have enabled and conspired with Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender in ways articulated above and other ways. Number 53, As a result of defendant's actions, plaintiff suffered damages in the amount to be determined at trial and pursuant to the fee shifting provision of the statute. Number 54, the legal action has commenced within statutory time frame provided by the 2-year look back window for VG MVPA claims. See New York City Administrative Code 101105. Wherefore, plaintiff respectfully requests that judgment be entered against defendants as following: A, awarding compensatory damages for all physical injuries, emotional distress, physical harm, anxiety, humiliation, physical and emotional pain and suffering, family and social disruption, and other harm in an amount to be determined at trial. B, awarding punitive damages and the amount to be determined at the trial. C, awarding attorney fees and costs pursuant to any applicable statute of law. D, awarding pre and post judgment interest on all such damages, fees, and or costs. E, attaching any and all defendants' real property and other assets located in the state of New York pursuant to the federal rule of Civil Procedure 64. F, awarding such other and further relief as this court may deem just and proper. Date is October the 20th, 2024, and it goes on. Now we have to move on to the 13-year-old, which is absolutely disgraceful, y'all. And this is the article. This was so bad, I did not want to put the actual lawsuit on here, man. I didn't want to put the lawsuit on here. And I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Shout out to the brother JB who just sent me the $50 donation in the Cash App, man. If y'all want to donate the Cash App, the PayPal link is pinned at the top. I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't get paid for these videos because these videos are demonetized because of the things that we're talking about. So when I say that demonetized, they're put on like a yellow flag. So these videos I do on Diddy, I don't get no money off this shit. Because it's a yellow. Only way I get money is the people that donate to the stream. Because what they do is they demonetize these videos because they don't want people exposing and talking about this stuff. So what they'll do is they'll take those things and yellow flag these things. I don't know if you guys know. You guys don't know that because a lot of you guys don't make videos. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like they control what you can say and what you don't say. That's why when y'all say your ticket, why you be saying the words like that or don't be saying the words? That's because they easily do that to the videos, bro. And y'all don't know that. And you're not going to get anything from those videos for doing this content. I'm doing this because P. Diddy is the scum of the living earth, in my opinion. Man playing around with underages and putting his hands on women. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He got to go too, just like all these other people. And I hate it when we try to deflect and say, well, what about this now? What about P. Diddy, bitch ass? What about this bitch ass nigga? We get to everybody else. What about him, though? You understand what I'm saying? We talking about underages here. And yeah, it goes on all the way across the world. And we need to call it out on a more consistent basis. That's true. But that's not going to get me off P. Diddy. So if many of y'all come in the comments doing this stuff, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear none of that shit, bro. Don't come in my channel telling me what I need to do and don't need to do. Do you see that on your screen right now? Do you see that on your screen right now? Any man or woman worth their salt. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said before, if it was just 2 or 3 or one or two, you might say, you know what, man, I don't know, man. Bro, you got over 150, 200. Come on, bro. Everybody, y'all saying, so they saying all these people lying. All these youngsters coming out here lying. Man, come on, bro. Let's not do this, man. Let's not play with, don't play with God like that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a fact. See what I'm saying? You can't play like that. Because I'm going to tell you something. One of these things is going to come out on tape. And I'm telling y'all, it's going to make people look bad. I'm telling y'all this shit. All y'all come in my comments, that's capping. I'm telling y'all this right now. You understand what I'm saying? So let's read this article right here. Because I'm not pulling up this, putting that lawsuit on the screen because what was in that actual lawsuit was disgraceful. And I'm not putting that for this one or for the one that was lower than that in ages. I'm not doing that. So I'll just read the article because the article is worse enough. But I told you guys, Tony Busby told y'all already that the celebrities, this is what happened, right? The celebrities who were named or going to be named in these lawsuits have already paid settlements. The only person that's not settling, really, some of the celebrities didn't settle, and their name's going to come out. But Diddy's name is in there because he's not selling, he's fighting. So when they say, and this, you're gonna read what I'm saying right now because I'm about to read it to y'all. When it says celebrity A, celebrity B, it was so graphic I could not read this because it literally broke my heart to read this lawsuit in particular. It just broke my spirit. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, these people adding their evidence to the lawsuits, bro. I'm not trying to see that, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like that bothers me, bro. That put a rage inside of me, inside of my spirit. I'm just being honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But it says that Sean Diddy Combs faces the claims of R. Worden, you know what, girl, in 2000 with unnamed male and female celebrities in the latest round of lawsuits. Now let's keep going. It goes on to say, it says that the presently incarcerated Sean Diddy Combs is approaching the first anniversary of Cassie Ventura's quickly settled sexual assault and abuse case against him. Now, in 6 new lawsuits, really it's 7, filed in the last few hours, accused the one-time music mogul of R-wording people and more, including an attack on a blank blank with other celebrities in the room and participating. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all this, right? This is what I'm trying to tell y'all this. This is the type of foolishness that's going on. Looking for a place to rest, the plaintiff entered what she believed to be an empty room so she could lie down for a moment, explains the violation of New York City Victims of Gender and Motivated Violence Protection Act. Based action filed Sunday in federal court in New York by a now approximately 37-year-old Jane Doe on her actions at a post MTV VMA, which is Video Music Award, party on late September the 7th, 2000. Yeah. Represented by Houston attorney Tony Busby, who already has filed 6 previous jury seeking suits against Combs for R-word and more. The then blank-year-old plaintiff claims she was feeling woozy and lightheaded after just one drink at the party. Here's my question, right? So we don't know if that drink was a regular drink or drink. Why would she be drinking a drink? Like, you know what I'm saying? See, this is where parents got to come involved. And see, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. This is to me, and I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. If you're a parent and you're allowing your kids to go around people that you don't know, unsupervised, the parents need to be arrested. I don't care that it's that much time. If they alive, put their ass in jail. Because this type of stuff like this, unacceptable, man. You have to know what your kids are into. You have to know. You can't just be leaving your kids with, and a lot of parents do this foolishness. They leave their kids with anybody. So a kid's not lying about going to an MTV VMA Awards and being in that. That's not happening. I'm sorry. What's going on is the parents is just leaving these kids and thinking that, oh, okay, my kid's gonna become a star. Boom, go ahead, do what you go. Bro, that's how it goes. They literally giving their kids to these people, and that's messed up, bro. I don't have no respect for that. So why the parents ain't named? The parents should be named and criminal. Now let's talk about that criminal charges, and that's facts. It says soon after, Combs, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. Man, why you gonna call during my goddamn show, man? Hold on, man. Hello? I'm on live, man. Y'all gotta wait. Don't call me during my live, bro. Wait till I'm off my live, then call me. I'm out. All right, my bad, y'all. So it says, soon after Combs, along with the male and female celebrity, entered the room, the 19-page action says Combs aggressively approached the plaintiff with crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her, and said, "You are ready to party, right? You are ready to party, right?" Now let's keep going. See, and I told y'all can go look at that lawsuit yourselves. 19 pages. The other one I just read y'all was 20 pages. But I'm not reading that 19-page one from this one because that was too graphic for me, bro. I could not. Nah, man, I don't respect that, man. I don't respect that, bro. I got morals and ethics, bro. Combs then threw the plaintiff towards another male celebrity. Now look at this. Now see, this is the thing, bro. Are y'all not looking at the age? Are y'all not looking at the age? Are y'all not looking at the age? It's other celebrities, and the reason why they're not being named is because they paid settlements so their names would not appear in these lawsuits. So when Tony Busby told them, "Hey, look, I've had celebrities call me already to file settlements," that's so their names cannot appear in these lawsuits. But what they'll do is they'll put celebrity A, celebrity B. So when y'all say why they ain't named celebrities ticket, it's because those celebrities have already paid settlements to keep their names out of this. And to the person who says stop blaming your parents, I'm sorry. Your parents need to know where the hell you at and what the hell is going on. If your parents don't know where the hell you at and what the hell is going on with a 13-year-old kid, I blame them too. So know your role and shut your mouth. Know your role and shut your mouth. So maybe you're doing a bad job at parenting for talking like that. Now sit your ass down forever and a day. You gone, lady. Now back to what I was saying. Back to the program, man. See, they don't want to hold the parents accountable. They don't want to hold the parents accountable. As a parent, you have a person that is that age, you need to know I need to know what's going on with my child at all times. The hell is wrong with you? I'm not just dropping my kids off with anybody saying, "Hey, man, go get it done." You out your mind. And that's the problem right there. That's why y'all got so many irresponsible people running around here running amok, acting a goddamn fool. It's sickening. People ain't got no brains, man. It's like my pops used to tell me about these clowns, man. They got stinking thinking going on around here, man. Just walking around here without no brains. It's sad. But let's get back to it, man. Jag, what's up? I see you in the building. Y'all go subscribe to her channel too, man. So it says that Combs then threw plaintiff towards another male celebrity. Celebrity A, who removed the plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented, the lawsuit adds. Plaintiff was held down by celebrity A, who blanketed her, all-worded her, while Combs and celebrity B, a female, watched. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. After the male celebrity finished, Combs then R-worded this chick, while celebrity A and celebrity B watched. Combs attempted to force plaintiff to perform top on him, but she resisted by hitting Combs in the neck, and he stopped. It goes on. No more information is given about the duo of other celebrities, but it is no secret that Combs' increasingly infamous white parties and other events attracted A-list crowd over the decades. Now, there was another article I didn't put up here, and I'm going to finish reading this. In the other article, it said that there was another celebrity there that was a pro ball player as well. It didn't say whether it was basketball or football. It just said pro ball. I didn't put that on the screen. That was from another article relating to this, and that was in a lawsuit as well. If you want to read the actual 19-page lawsuit, you can go read it. That was included in the lawsuit as well. There was another pro ball player. They didn't say whether it was football, basketball, baseball, or what. They just said it was another professional ball player that was involved in this, according to the reports. Now, that person was not named. Apparently, all of the other celebrities that was in this lawsuit have paid settlements. The only person that's fighting it is Diddy. That's why those people are not named in this lawsuit. See what I'm saying? So it says that once the alleged assault by Combs and his unnamed pals ended in this particular filing, the victim got out. And listen, I know a lot of people are gonna let me say this. A lot of you guys are gonna be upset and say, "Oh, well, how did the celebrities get off?" You guys got to understand one thing. This is a civil case, so Tony Busby, he only operates on under a civil law. You understand what I'm saying? He only operates under a civil law. What Tony Busby can do is, though, if the feds come pick up the case, now that this lawsuit has been made public, right? And this is what I need y'all to understand this, because I know y'all don't understand the law. Now that this lawsuit is made public, right? What the feds can do is go pick up the evidence from Tony Busby. So even though those celebrities weren't named in this lawsuit, it's still a crime. So this person, the feds can try to put that under the federal, indictment that they're probably going to have coming. So what they'll do is they'll go and investigate this and find out who the other celebrities were. That's if the victim is cooperating. You know what I'm saying? The victim is going to have to cooperate with the feds and give names that have been removed from these lawsuits. That's why a lot of people who settle lawsuits, y'all never hear about them. A lot of people, they'll settle a lawsuit before it hits the streets. The lawyer contact them, says, "Hey, we getting ready to file. We got a lawsuit." They'll settle a lawsuit. You won't never hear nothing about it. You won't never hear nothing about the accusations of the complaints, because it never hits the courts. It never hits the courts. So, when you settle it before. Like, for example, I told y'all, if Diddy would have paid Cassie before she filed that lawsuit would have never hit the court. Y'all would have never heard nothing about those accusations. It would have never hit the court. Diddy made a mistake. He let it hit the court. Once he let it hit the court and then paid a day later what he would have paid the day before, I opened the floodgates. Everybody said, "Oh, okay." So, you know what I'm saying? They felt like, "Oh, this wall is down." Now, and then you had some people that was coming in, capping in line, jumping on the bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? But, I believe that a lot of people was telling the truth, too. A lot of them were scared to say something. Didn't feel like they had enough juice to say something. You're dealing with a billionaire. So, I mean, it's like, you got that type of money and power to go against these people? Y'all, you got to think about that stuff, bro. It take money. Y'all think about the things people saying, "Hey, you want to go to war, you have to have some money to go to war," like talking about. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to war without no money. So when you're dealing with people who are billionaires and you ain't got that bread, man, we are naturally living in a world where people take up for celebrities, millionaires and billionaires. Think about this, y'all. Think about how messed up our world is. We'll take up for millionaires and billionaires over everyday average working people. Think about that. What type of world of society are we? Just because a nigga got $1 million or $1 billion, we'll take up for these niggas over your average citizens who's out here just making an average living of life. Think about that. That's why I always tell y'all, man. And when you see these mofos getting on their knees for celebrities because they want to be in those circles and shit, man, I don't respect no shit like that, man. I don't. Real talk, man. I don't, man. I ain't never gonna try and look at a person like you ain't shit. Because any day or time, God can take that shit from you. Boom. Any of these celebrities, God can take that shit from you. And you be broke just like that. Now I had nothing. A lot of them seen it. A lot of them people that come into the you know what I'm saying, a lot of these people that come into like I said, the industry and stuff, they be hot for 1 second and boom, they broke. They out of there. So it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, it lasts forever. Look at basketball players, look at football players. I mean, you get all these riches. You seen dudes get $100 million, $200 million. broke after 5 years. They ain't got a damn thing. Now they don't. Now God bless you with all that, and you ain't even know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? So as quick as it come, it can go if you ain't correct with it. And I think that's the part people don't be realizing, recognizing, and understanding the right way. See what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it says so once the alleged assault by Combs and his unnamed pals ended in the particular filing, the victim got out the room. The large White House with a gated U-shaped driveway where the defuel party was taking place, right? It said it eventually got in contact with her father, who came to pick her up and take her home. So she said her dad came to pick her up. She called her pops. After the assault, the plaintiff fell into a deep depression, which continued to affect her every facet of life, states the lawsuit from the lawyer Tony Busby, who filed similar actions on October the 14th for 4 men and 2 women. Right? Then it goes on, y'all. It goes on, right? It talks about how it doesn't look like Tony Busby is bluffing when he said he got all these lawsuits. Tony Busby said he filing lawsuits every single week. He filing a slew of lawsuits every single week. You know what I'm saying? It says the one that's showing this one is an actual exemplary container, right? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I told y'all this. You guys say, oh, man, why these guys lying? Bro, these people not reading the lawsuits. Go read the lawsuit. They attaching photos, doctors, things, evidence to those lawsuits. Go read the lawsuits. Before y'all come and demonize people, go actually take time and read the whole lawsuits and make a educated decision for yourself. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm spending all this time reading these actual lawsuits, looking at evidence that they add. It says, as in all the new jury seeking suits, this one involving the then blank year old shows an actual exemplary container used by Combs and his members of his team to blank people's beverages with the often harsh GHB, you know what. Now, Combs has denied all those allegations, right? But it says, though he has denied those allegations, his longtime girlfriends, Cassie Ventura, and now over 20 other individuals have claimed that abuse and more, and have claimed the sipping of something that makes them woozy and lightheaded into guest drinking comes up over and over in the legal actions against the Bad Boy founder. Right? Now, what did Diddy's lawyers do? Diddy's lawyers went absolutely ballistic because of what Tony Busby is doing. So what Diddy's lawyers did, Diddy's lawyers they're saying that all of these witnesses, listen to this, y'all. Y'all smash the like button. Hit the subscribe. Diddy's lawyers said all these witnesses are lying. And they're saying that all of these people, or excuse me, not witnesses, all of these accusers coming forward, and witnesses too, but all these accusers and witnesses coming forward, he says he wants it to stop immediately. And so what Diddy's lawyer did last night is Diddy's lawyer filed a complaint for a formal gag order on everybody. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Anglifo, wants all of these people silenced. All of them. And he says he wants them silenced. For one, he says because he claims that it's not true. And for two, because he's saying that it is affecting P. Diddy's ability to have a fair trial and be judged fairly by a jury. Now, here is the letter they filed last night, you guys. And y'all know I got everything. You know I got everything. See, when I'm on something, I'm on it for real. I got everything. See, I read all the paperwork, all the fine print. I read this shit. So they wrote a letter to the judge, the new judge that they got replaced, right? And in this letter, Diddy's lawyer says this. He says, we write on behalf of our client, Sean Combs, pursuant to Local Rule 23.1 and the Fifth and Sixth Amendments, to request an order prohibiting further extrajudicial statements from prospective witnesses and their lawyers that substantially interfere with Mr. Combs' right to a fair trial. Mr. Combs has a constitutional right to a fair trial free from the influence of prejudicial statements in the press. See Shepard versus Maxwell 384 U.S. 333, 1966, holding that the court's failure to alleviate issues of trial publicity by imposing control over statements made to the news media by counsels, witnesses, and especially the police officers denied defendant his Sixth Amendment right to a fair trial. Also see Bridges versus California 314 U.S. 252 271 1941. Legal trials are not like elections to be won through the use of meeting hall, the radio, and newspaper. Patterson versus Colorado 205 U.S. 454 462 1907. The theory of our system is that the conclusions to be reached in a case will be induced only by evidence and argument in open court and not by any outside influence, whether of private talk or public print. United States versus Brown 218 F 3D 415 424, Fifth Circuit 2000. There can be no question that a criminal defendant's right to a fair trial may be comprised by a commentary from any lawyer or party offered up for media consumption on the courthouse steps. To protect a defendant's constitutional rights, courts have an independent obligation to avoid the creation of a carnival atmosphere in high-profile cases. U.S. versus Smith 985 F Sup 2D 506 540 SDNY 2013, quoting Brown 218 F3D at 429. And Dow Jones and Company, the Second Circuit held that a gag order on trial participants is justified if a district court finds that the pretrial publicity posed such a threat to defendants' Sixth Amendment rights as to justify the restraining order and that no other available remedies would effectively mitigate any prejudicial publicity. 842 F2D 603 610 11 2D Circuit 1988. In high profile cases, there is particularly high risk of prejudice. C. Smith 1985 or 985 F Sup 2D at 541. The risk of the prejudice to the fair administration of justice from a public relations battle is heightened in high profile cases. United States versus Bulger, number 99CR 10371 2013 WL 333 8749 at 6 DMAS July the 1st, 2013. The courts have found that a heightened media scrutiny supports the conclusion that attorneys and parties should not make extrajudicial statements. And in cases that receive far less press, and parties should not press attention in this one, courts exercise their discretion to impose gag orders on participants, CEG, and RE Dow Jones 82842 F2D at 603, upholding gag order, restraining extrajudicial speech by trial. Now, before I go on, let me say this to y'all. Here's why I don't think this shit gonna work. And I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. A lot of y'all ain't know I was deep like this. Y'all niggas just thought I talked about basketball. You don't lost your damn mind. Ticket my ear all the way to the streets and this shit, nigga. But let me say this to y'all. Go back. The reason why they're gonna throw this shit out, and it keeps going, I'm gonna read the rest of it. But the reason why they're gonna throw this out, I'm gonna tell y'all why they're gonna throw this out. Where Diddy's lawyers is out here complaining, right? They're gonna throw this out. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna read the rest of this. They're gonna throw this out because of this, y'all. They're gonna throw this shit out because remember what happened with the O.J. Simpson murder trial? Now let me tell y'all this, right? The O.J. Simpson murder trial, the press went crazy on O.J. The media went crazy on O.J. There were statements made in the public all throughout that trial that could have prejudiced the actual jury. They didn't put a gag order on that. They didn't. Listen, you can't control people from filing lawsuits. You can't control lawyers from making. Now, if you're talking about a lawyer that's in the actual case, that's different. Like, for example, that federal indictment case that he's on right now, that he's locked up for right now, that's different. But these civil cases where people are coming out making accusations, they can't put a gag order on them people. He can ask for these people to be silenced, but they can't do that. You can't tell a person what or what not to make accusations about. Here's what I recommend for Mark. If all them people is lying, why not sue them? Why not file counter lawsuits against all those people that are lying? Oh, I know what your excuse is going to be. They don't have nothing. That's what the excuse is going to be. But that wasn't the case for guys like Dak Prescott. That girl who was working in that wing spot, she didn't have no money. Dak Prescott sued her for $100 million. Right? And what happened? He ended up winning that situation. See, when you really believe in yourself and you know that you are living in truth and you fight, you'll fight back. You won't let somebody say something or do something about you without putting up no fight. Because I told y'all this. If I ain't never do shit to Cassie, I ain't paying her a dime. I ain't paying. If I ain't never do nothing to you, I'm not paying you shit. You're not bullying me to pay you a dime. See? That's just the difference between me and a lot of these cats. You know what I mean? And I'm just telling y'all what it is, right? Right? And to the person who came in that comment with that sinister comment, we just go ahead and escort you out the building. We don't even acknowledge dudes like you. You have something wrong with your mind, brother. And you desperately need prayer, my brother. And that's facts. You need prayer right now with that statement you made. But as I told you guys, man, it ain't just Diddy. We know that. It's a lot of these other cats. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I told y'all we waiting to see what comes down with Vince McMahon and all these guys. You know what I mean? But it's not just him, bro. It's other cats that's hiding in the weaves that have been able to duck this smoke. And it's sad because, you know, they seen what happened with Diddy and now everybody just trying to get low. Y'all seen what happened? It's quiet out here in these streets. You know what I mean? So to the person who said if Tony was smart, Tony's very smart. What makes you think the feds aren't already with him, working with him on this? Trust me, dog. The feds on this. When they come with that superseding indictment and that thing is over 200 pages, y'all gonna see. And it's all them people that's gonna be involved in that next indictment they bring down. Y'all gonna see. And like I said, why would anybody give Diddy the benefit of the doubt when the nigga already lied? Think about this. The nigga already lied. He said he ain't do nothing to Cassie. Nigga, there's a whole tape out there you whooping this girl ass. But you thought it was just one tape. You thought you bought that tape. You didn't think that, oh yeah, I lowballed the nigga and gave him 50,000 instead of that 300,000. That they was gonna make another copy of that tape. He made a couple copies. He gave you one copy and made you think that was the only copy. And they held that other copy for years over your head, nigga. See? So like I said, that nigga already lied. And people keep talking about, see, that's the thing I try to tell y'all. Y'all gotta look at this shit. People keep coming in here and talking about, oh yeah, Ticket Man, these hoes, they lying, man. All of them lying. These niggas, okay, they lying, right? So is P. Diddy a liar? Is P. Diddy a fucking liar? Is he a liar? They gonna demonetize my video just for saying that. I don't care. Is he a liar? Is P. Diddy a liar? See, they won't tell y'all that. None of them niggas will tell y'all that P. Diddy is a scumbag, lying piece of shit. They'll just say, oh yeah, all these other people lying. Hey, y'all smash the like button. We should have well over 2,000 likes. What we doing? So why am I going to give this type of nigga any benefit of the doubt when he sat up there and lied in front of the world? And then he paid the girl and lied again. He said, I ain't do shit to her. Then the video came out. Then the nigga had a whole new apology. He made a strong statement after he paid Cassidy that settlement. All of their allegations are lies. I didn't do any of those things. They're lies, man. They're trying to destroy a black man's name. They're destroying a black man's name. Period. Right? Right? Bree-Band TV. Do you have a YouTube channel? Hey, Bree-Band TV, do you have a YouTube channel, sir? I'm going to shout you out right now. Do you have a YouTube channel, Bree-Band TV? Do you have a YouTube channel? Like where you create videos? Bree-Brand TV. Let me check you out. Let me check you out right now. I'm going to check your temperature, my nigga. Let me see. Bree-Brand TV. Let me look you up. Let me see if you got a YouTube channel. See, y'all, I want y'all to see this right now, right? I want y'all to see this, right? B-Brand TV. No, I ain't asked you about having a conversation, sir. I asked you, do you have a YouTube channel? Let me see. B-Brand TV. Let me see. Let me see if I can find this nigga. Because you just asked me about Brett Favre. Let me see. B-Brand TV. Okay, let me see. Yeah, oh, you got a YouTube channel, dog. Okay, I see you, dog. You got a YouTube channel, brother. You got 15 subscribers. Let me see. Right? You put out a video 3 weeks ago, sir. Now, sir, here's why I'm gonna say this to you. And like I said, I don't even care if the video gets if I don't get no monetization on the video. It don't matter to me. Or if they you're a fucking scamming ass nigga. And I'm gonna tell you why, sir. Right? Sir, you did videos 3 weeks ago, right? You asking me about Brett Favre, but you ain't did a fucking video on your YouTube channel about Brett Favre. Now, you have a YouTube channel. Why haven't your bitch ass done a video on Brett Favre, nigga? Now, I'm gonna let you answer that question. See, you homoerotic ass niggas are coming here and talk about, hey man, nigga, hey, what's up with Brett Favre? Nigga, you ain't talking about him on your own channel, nigga. Shut your bitch ass up. Period, nigga. Don't nobody want to hear a word from you. If you ain't use your channel and your platform to talk about the shit, shut up, nigga. You blocked. Weak ass nigga. I can halfway understand if you using your platform to point out the shit, but you won't come to me. And I've done multiple videos on Brett Favre. Look the shit up. Well, guess what? You ain't watch it. I know you ain't watch it. I know you ain't watch it. Because if you watched it, you wouldn't ask me about it. If you watched it, you would not have asked me about it. You would not have said, yo, what about Brett Favre? You would not have asked me about that. There ain't no way on God's green earth that if you watch those videos, sir, you would have asked me. There ain't no way. If you saw those videos I did on Brett Favre, you would have asked me. Right? Now, all you got to do, sir, is type in Ticket TV and Brett Favre. I most recently did a video on Brett Favre 2 weeks ago. The video only did 6,000 views. You know why? Because you don't watch those videos, sir. You don't care about that. You don't talk about that. You don't. Right? Think about it. See, this is the reason why you don't run around here policing people's channels. Because it's easy to look at your channel and see what the hell you on. This is why you don't police. Y'all will never see me policing other people's channels. Yo, you need to do this. You need to do that. I ain't finna tell nobody, no grown man or woman, what they need to do. Hey, do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. I'm not finna go on your channel and complain about you about something I don't like. Fuck that. I can decipher different things. You know what I'm saying? Listen, and again, everybody's not going to agree on this. I'm cool with that. That don't mean I hate you, I dislike you. I don't like when a nigga like that, though, gonna come on my channel. He got a YouTube channel. He just did a video 3 weeks ago, and he ain't even talk about this Brett Favre stuff. But he gonna talk about me, asking me, yo, what's up with Brett Favre? Nigga, what is you talking about? Then when I eased him, he said, oh, I just want to have a conversation. No, you don't. Because if you wanted to have a conversation, you would have talked about the shit on your channel. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like I said before, that's the type of stuff I be talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we don't police nobody. I ain't running around here policing nobody, telling nobody what to do, policing no channel. I'm not. If I like what you're talking about, I'm gonna listen to that video. If I don't agree, hey man, look, I respect you anyways. But what you're not gonna do is come over here when you ain't even talking about it and gonna come on and try and run down on me. Man, you lost your goddamn mind, dog. Man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. I ain't got no more time to waste on this clown, man. I got things to do, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gone, man.